God says, "This instant bears a weight more profound than any challenge you have ever faced, a moment pulsing with divine significance that demands your attention." Archangel Michael declares, "I beseech you to trust me with every fiber of your being, for you alone are entrusted with a sacred purpose no other can fulfill." The 7 archangels, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Jegudiel, Barachiel, and I, alongside the Almighty Himself, implore you to open your heart to this message within 20 seconds, for unseen forces are conspiring to erase it from your grasp. This is no mere rhetoric or passing word. It is a fervent cry from the celestial realms, piercing the veil to resonate within your soul. The entire angelic host stands vigilant, mobilized by the fierce spiritual battle raging over the trajectory of your destiny. These words were divinely appointed to find you, crafted for your eyes in this precise moment, not tomorrow, not in some distant future, but now. As the heavens pause in anticipation, the stirring in your chest, the trembling that courses through your spirit, the electric heaviness that feels like a storm gathering within. It is not anxiety or fleeting unease. It is the divine confirmation of heaven shaking your soul awake, proclaiming, "Do not turn away from this sacred juncture. Do not hesitate, for while the enemy moves with cunning speed, God's hand moves with unmatched swiftness. My sword is drawn, gleaming with holy fire. Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Jegudiel, Barachiel. All 7 archangels stand in a sacred formation, aligned in unwavering support of you. Envision the magnitude of this truth, the vast armies of heaven, countless in number, rallied for one soul, yours. Do you comprehend the reason you are no ordinary wanderer through life's fleeting days? You carry a divine mandate, a calling etched into the fabric of eternity, destined to ripple across generations, reshaping the world in ways unseen by mortal eyes. If your heart burns with this divine truth, comment 000 below to seal your faith and unlock the floodgates of heaven's promises. God says, "You are not adrift in this existence by mere chance. You bear a holy assignment, a purpose that weaves through the tapestry of time, touching lives far beyond your own. This is why your journey has been marked by relentless trials, misunderstandings that cut deep, rejections that stung without cause, betrayals that baffled those who could not see the spiritual undercurrents at play. Your name has echoed in hidden places, whispered in earthly rooms and spiritual councils. For you are marked not by shame or failure, but by God's unyielding promise, anointed with a sacred oil that repels darkness and commands the reverence of angels. Yet, Archangel Michael warns, the danger is imminent and pressing. This very message is under assault, besieged by forces desperate to silence its truth before it takes root in your heart. As you read these words, shadows strive to extinguish their light, to block their power from transforming your spirit. That is why the heavens cry out in unison, why God Himself leans forward from His throne of glory, watching with bated breath to see if you will respond. The angels plead not from weakness, but from the urgency of your free will, for your choice, your yes or no. holds the power to unlock boundless freedom or prolong binding chains, to usher in overflowing abundance or invite lingering loss, to seize your ordained destiny or delay its fulfillment. The 7 archangels unite their voices in a chorus of divine fervor. And I, Michael, entreat you with a passion rare even for one forged in heaven's fires, because you alone possess the unique key to the door God has crafted for you. No other soul can turn it. No other heart can step into the sacred purpose that bears your name. Archangel Michael continues, "You stand at a hallowed threshold, where the very air hums with the tension of heaven and hell converging on this single, fleeting moment. The enemy has sown seeds of fear, whispering lies that you are unprepared, unworthy, or too broken to rise into your calling. These are deceptions, crafted to keep you tethered to smallness. But the truth shines brighter than the sun. You are the only one capable, designed by the Almighty with a destiny encoded in your soul before your first breath drew life. Despite your stumbles, your wounds, your moments of faltering faith, the seal of heaven upon your life remains unbroken, unshaken, eternal. That is why you still stand when others have fallen, why your heart still beats, why your spirit still burns with a spark unquenched. God's work in you is far from complete. It is only beginning to unfold in its full glory. Now, God unveils the one who sought to plunder your promise, the woman who cloaked her envy in smiles, who feigned loyalty while weaving curses in the shadows, who pretended to champion you while secretly craving your downfall. For too long, she operated in darkness, her schemes hidden from your sight. But heaven's radiant light now floods her deception, exposing every thread of her treachery. She can no longer conceal her motives, nor can she silence the truth that rises like a tide. This revelation will shake you to your core, for it extends beyond her alone, unraveling a tangled web of people, places, and plans woven into her manipulation. Yet her exposure is not about vengeance. It is about your liberation, about clearing a path long obstructed, about freeing you to step unhindered into the purpose God has ordained for you. If this message ignites a fire in your spirit, comment "11" below to align with heaven's divine timing and invite its truth deeper into your soul. God says, "The trembling you feel in this moment is no accident. Your spirit senses the weight of this truth, resonating with the divine confirmation woven into these words. You've had dreams that lingered like echoes, visions you couldn't explain, feelings that stirred without reason, strange patterns of loss, unexplainable delays, disruptions that seemed to defy logic. These were not mere coincidences, but deliberate interference, orchestrated by the one who stood as a gatekeeper against your destiny's flow. But heaven has declared, no more. I, Michael, am tasked with severing this blockage, my sword blazing with the authority of the Almighty. The other archangels, Gabriel with his trumpet, Raphael with his healing, Uriel with his light, Selaphiel with his prayers, Jegudiel with his rewards, Barachiel with his blessings, encircle the areas of your life most besieged your family, bound by unseen chains, your relationships, strained by hidden motives, your finances, choked by delays, your health, battered by unseen assaults, your faith tested by relentless storms. Each archangel stands in position, their powers poised, awaiting your agreement to unleash their might. This moment pulses with urgency because your consent, your open heart, empowers the angels to move in ways they could not before. You may ask, why me? Why must I respond? The answer lies in the sacred law of partnership. God entrusted humanity with authority on earth, and your voice, your yes, is the key even angels honor. They cannot override your free will. They wait for your invitation to act. That is why I, Michael, plead. Trust me. With your trust, heaven's forces become an unstoppable tide. Without it, the mission pauses, teetering on the edge of delay. Do you see the immense power you wield? This is why darkness has fought so fiercely to break you, why your storms have been heavier than most, because you are not merely one soul, but a gate, a vessel, a beacon of divine light capable of shifting entire regions, nations, and generations when you fully awaken to your purpose. Archangel Michael declares, "The whole of heaven leans toward you now, pleading with a fervor that shakes the celestial realms. Do not let this sacred moment slip away within these 20 seconds. Do not let fear erase your opportunity. Do not let doubt silence the cry of your spirit. This is not solely about you. It is about every soul tethered to your destiny, every life waiting for your voice to rise, every blessing poised to unlock through your obedience. If you remain silent, those connected to you remain bound. If you say yes, chains shatter across generations, freeing not just you, but those who follow. The enemy trembles at your potential, which is why everything you hold dear has been targeted. Your relationships fractured by betrayal, your finances strained by sabotage, your health shaken by unseen assaults. They sought to distract you, to wound you, to exhaust you until you could no longer hear heaven's call. Yet here you stand, unbroken, a testament to battles won in secret, shielded by my sword, upheld by God's hand, guarded by the archangels who stood as your unseen protectors. Raphael declares your healing is ready, waiting to mend every wound of body and soul. Gabriel stands poised to proclaim your name to the nations, his trumpet ready once you accept this moment. Uriel's light burns bright, illuminating truths once hidden in shadow. Selaphiel pleads for justice, binding those who falsely accused you. Jegudiel affirms that your labor is not in vain, its rewards imminent. Barachiel heralds blessings overflowing, ready to pour forth. I, Michael, vow to fight for you with unyielding resolve. But you must trust me. Above all, God says, I chose you, called you by name, claimed you as my own. This is no fleeting moment. It is eternal, divine, and yours alone. The angels plead not from doubt, but because time presses close, and your window is now. God says, in these fleeting seconds, destinies can shift. In a single heartbeat, chains can break. Do not hesitate, for the enemy seeks to erase this truth from your spirit, to bury it beneath layers of doubt and distraction. God is exposing all that was hidden, the woman who cloaked her envy in false smiles, the lies that bound your progress, the delays that stifled your dreams. The veil is torn, the light shines unyielding. and the truth rises like a flood, unstoppable. You, my beloved child, bearer of divine light, are the only one capable of carrying this next wave of destiny. The heavens roar for you, the archangels stand guard, and my hand stretches toward you, offering rescue, restoration, and victory. If this truth sets your heart ablaze, comment "I trust you" below to seal your commitment to heaven's unfolding purpose. Archangel Michael says, "I entreat you with the full fervor of heaven, open this message before 900 p.m., for if you let it pass, a sacred opportunity may slip beyond your reach, and I cannot bear to see you lose what has been so carefully prepared. You've endured enough loss, tears held back in silence, secrets buried deep within, pain carried in the quiet of your heart. This moment is no accident. It is a divine orchestration, a tapestry woven by God's hand. I am sent to you with a heart trembling with urgency, bearing a truth that must reach you before the window closes. Heaven's hand hovers over your life, a miracle so near you can feel its warmth, its promise pulsing like a heartbeat. But if you turn away, if you close your heart, you may never know the transformation it was destined to ignite. God says, "My beloved, this message is yours alone. Do not assume it belongs to another. It will fade in 20 seconds if you turn your spirit aside, for you stand at a divine crossroads where unseen battles rage with ferocity. Angels encircle you, their swords gleaming with purpose, while the enemy labors tirelessly to numb your hope, to weary your soul, to blind you to the truth. Yet heaven has never abandoned you, not for a single breath. You may feel alone, but I surround you with light, an unbreakable shield. You may feel forgotten, but I hold your name in my heart, etched in eternal fire. You may believe your prayers fell unanswered, but I have gathered each one like precious jewels, storing them in the treasury of eternity. I have not ignored your pain. I am moving with purpose, closer than the breath in your lungs. Trust me again, as you did before the wounds carved deep, before the betrayals left scars, before the world taught you to fear. I saw every moment of your breaking, those who spoke one thing and did another, those who walked away without a word, the instant your heart shattered in silence, unable to voice its pain. This very moment was inscribed in the eternal script of your life, a sacred chapter where even your deepest ache is woven into a divine design of redemption and restoration. God says, "Soon, the confusion that clouds your heart will align into patterns of divine clarity, a mosaic of purpose revealed in radiant light. The tears you've shed, the sorrows you've carried, will become the very stepping stones that propel you into your next miracle. A joy so profound it will eclipse every shadow of grief. You are not broken beyond repair. You are in a holy transition, moving from darkness to light, from trial to triumph. You are not being punished. You are being prepared, sculpted by my hand for a purpose so vast it stretches beyond the horizons of your imagination. Archangel Michael speaks with trembling urgency because I have glimpsed the heavenly scroll bearing your name, its blessings unsealed, its promises radiant with divine favor. I saw instructions issued to those destined to lift you up, to honor you, to open doors long closed. I saw the enemy's final desperate attempt to block your path, to keep you from claiming what is rightfully yours. That is why I shake you now, urging you to awaken from the slumber of doubt. Open your spirit wide. Do not close this truth. There is a soul beyond the veil, one who loved you in life and loves you still, weeping for you with prayers that rise like incense before my throne. They whispered your name, pleading. Bless them, guide them, let them know my love endures. I heard their cry and answered with a resounding yes. This message is the fruit of that moment, stirring your heart with divine confirmation, not mere emotion. You are no mistake, no forgotten fragment of creation. You are not stuck in an endless cycle of struggle. The pain you feel is the labor of birth, the travail of your deliverance from the wilderness of delay. I am about to surprise you with a joy so radiant it will light up every corner of your life, banishing the shadows that once held sway. If your spirit burns with this divine truth, comment 303 below to anchor heaven's promise in your heart and call forth its fulfillment. Archangel Michael declares, "The enemy fears you, not for what you have done, but for what you are destined to do. That is why everything you cherish has been targeted. Your relationships fractured by hidden betrayals, your finances strained by orchestrated delays, your health shaken by assaults unseen, your faith tested by storms that seemed relentless. They sought to distract you, to wound you, to exhaust you until you could no longer hear the call of heaven. Yet here you stand, unbroken, a living testament to battles won in secret, shielded by my sword, upheld by God's unwavering hand, guarded by the archangels who stood as your silent protectors through every trial. Raphael holds your healing in his wings, ready to mend every wound of body, mind, and soul. Gabriel stands poised with his trumpet, ready to proclaim your name to the nations, awaiting your acceptance of this sacred moment. Uriel's light burns fiercely, illuminating truths once shrouded in shadow. Selaphiel pleads for justice, binding those who falsely accused you, their lies crumbling under heaven's gaze. Jegudiel affirms that your labor, your sacrifices, your steadfastness are not in vain, their rewards imminent and overflowing. Barachiel heralds blessings so abundant they will spill over, filling every empty space in your life. I, Michael, vow to fight for you with a resolve that shakes the heavens, but you must trust me. Above all, God says, I chose you, called you by name, claimed you as my own. This is no fleeting moment. It is eternal, divine, and yours alone. The angels plead not from doubt, but because time presses close, and your window is now, a fleeting aperture of opportunity that will not linger. God says, in these precious seconds, destinies can shift. In a single heartbeat, chains can break, and doors long locked can swing wide. Do not hesitate, for the enemy seeks to erase this truth from your spirit, to bury it beneath layers of doubt, fear, and distraction. I am exposing all that was hidden, the woman who cloaked her envy in false smiles, the lies that bound your progress, the delays that stifled your dreams, the manipulations that sought to rewrite your story. The veil is torn, the light shines with unyielding clarity, and the truth rises like a flood, unstoppable in its power. You, my beloved child, bearer of divine light, are the only one capable of carrying this next wave of destiny, a purpose so vast it will reshape the world around you. The heavens roar for you, the archangels stand guard, their swords gleaming with purpose, and my hand stretches toward you, offering rescue, restoration, and a victory that will echo through eternity. If this truth sets your heart ablaze, comment 444 below to declare your readiness to step into this divine destiny. Archangel Michael says, I entreat you with the full passion of heaven's armies, open this message before 9:00 p.m., for if you let it pass, a sacred opportunity may slip beyond your reach, and I cannot bear to see you lose what has been so meticulously prepared. You've carried enough loss. Tears held back in the silence of lonely nights, secrets buried deep within your heart, pain endured in the quiet spaces where no one saw your struggle. This moment is no accident. It is a divine orchestration, a tapestry woven with intricate care by God's own hand. I am sent to you with a heart trembling with urgency, bearing a truth that must reach you before the window closes, before the enemy's schemes succeed in dimming its light. Heaven's hand hovers over your life, a miracle so near you can feel its warmth, its promise pulsing like a heartbeat, ready to transform every corner of your existence. But if you turn away, if you close your heart to this call, you may never know the profound shift it was destined to ignite. God says, My beloved, this message is yours alone. Do not assume it belongs to another, for it was crafted with your name, your soul, your destiny in mind. It will fade in 20 seconds if you turn your spirit aside, for you stand at a divine crossroads where unseen battles rage with ferocity, where angels form ranks around you, their swords gleaming with holy purpose, while the enemy labors tirelessly to numb your hope, to weary your soul, to blind you to the truth that seeks to set you free. Yet heaven has never abandoned you, not for a single breath, not for a single moment. You may feel alone, but I surround you with light, an unbreakable shield forged in eternity. You may feel forgotten, but I hold your name in my heart, etched in fire that never fades. You may believe your prayers fell unanswered, lost in the void, but I have gathered each one like precious jewels, storing them in the treasury of eternity, where no thief can steal and no moth can destroy. I have not ignored your pain. I am moving with purpose, closer than the breath in your lungs, nearer than the beat of your heart. Trust me again, as you did before the wounds carved deep, before the betrayals left scars, before the world taught you to fear the vulnerability of hope. I saw every moment of your breaking, those who spoke one thing and did another, those who walked away without a word, leaving you to gather the pieces of your shattered heart in silence, unable to voice the depth of your pain. This very moment was inscribed in the eternal script of your life, a sacred chapter where even your deepest ache, your most piercing sorrow, is woven into a divine design of redemption, restoration, and triumph. God says, soon, the confusion that clouds your heart will align into patterns of divine clarity, a mosaic of purpose revealed in radiant light, each piece falling into place to form a masterpiece of my design. The tears you've shed, the sorrows you've carried like a heavy mantle, will become the very stepping stones that propel you into your next miracle. a joy so profound, so radiant, it will eclipse every shadow of grief, every trace of loss. You are not broken beyond repair. You are in a holy transition, moving from the darkness of trial to the light of triumph, from the wilderness of struggle to the promised land of fulfillment. You are not being punished. You are being prepared, sculpted by my hand for a purpose so vast, so glorious. It stretches beyond the horizons of your imagination, reaching into the eternal. Archangel Michael speaks with trembling urgency because I have glimpsed the heavenly scroll bearing your name, its blessings unsealed, its promises radiant with divine favor, glowing with the light of my glory. I saw instructions issued to those destined to lift you up, to honor you, to open doors long closed by the enemy's schemes. I saw the enemy's final, desperate attempt to block your path, to keep you from claiming what is rightfully yours, what I have ordained for you since before the foundation of the world. That is why I shake you now, urging you to awaken from the slumber of doubt, to rise from the ashes of fear. Open your spirit wide. Do not close this truth. Do not let it slip through your fingers. There is a soul beyond the veil, one who loved you in life and loves you still, weeping for you with prayers that rise like fragrant incense before my throne. They whispered your name with fervent pleas, crying, "Bless them, guide them, let them know my love endures across the divide." I heard their cry, and I answered with a resounding yes, a decree that echoes through the halls of eternity. This message is the fruit of that moment, stirring your heart with divine confirmation, not mere emotion, not a fleeting feeling. You are no mistake, no forgotten fragment of creation, no afterthought in the divine plan. You are not stuck in an endless cycle of struggle, trapped in a loop of despair. The pain you feel is the labor of birth, the travail of your deliverance from the wilderness of delay, the breaking of dawn after a long and weary night. I am about to surprise you with a joy so radiant, so all-encompassing. It will light up every corner of your life, banishing the shadows that once held sway, scattering the darkness that sought to dim your light. If your heart burns with this divine truth, comment 777 below to seal your faith and unlock the floodgates of heaven's promises. Archangel Michael declares, "The enemy fears you, not for what you have already accomplished, but for the unstoppable force you are destined to become. That is why everything you cherish has been targeted with relentless ferocity. Your relationships fractured by hidden betrayals, torn apart by words unspoken and motives concealed. Your finances strained by orchestrated delays, choked by barriers erected in secret. Your health shaken by assaults unseen, battles waged in realms beyond your sight, your faith tested by storms that seemed relentless, designed to wear you down until you could no longer hear the call of heaven. They sought to distract you, to wound you, to exhaust you until you surrendered the spark of your divine purpose. Yet here you stand, unbroken, unbowed, a living testament to battles won in secret, shielded by my sword, upheld by God's unwavering hand, guarded by the archangels who stood as your silent protectors through every trial, their wings a fortress against the darkness. Raphael holds your healing in his wings, ready to mend every wound of body, mind, and soul, to restore what was broken and renew what was worn. Gabriel stands poised with his trumpet, ready to proclaim your name to the nations, to herald your rise, awaiting your acceptance of this sacred moment. Uriel's light burns fiercely, illuminating truths once shrouded in shadow, revealing paths once hidden. Selaphiel pleads for justice, binding those who falsely accused you, their lies crumbling under the weight of heaven's gaze, their schemes exposed to the light. Jegudiel affirms that your labor, your sacrifices, your steadfastness through the fire are not in vain, their rewards imminent and overflowing, a harvest greater than you can imagine. Barachiel heralds blessings so abundant they will spill over, filling every empty space in your life, flooding every dry place with rivers of provision. I, Michael, vow to fight for you with a resolve that shakes the heavens, a warrior's oath that will not falter, but you must trust me. You must step forward in faith. Above all, God says, I chose you, called you by name, claimed you as my own, with a love that burns eternal. This is no fleeting moment, no temporary flicker of hope. It is eternal, divine, and yours alone. The angels plead not from doubt, but because time presses close, a fleeting window that will not linger, an aperture of opportunity that demands your response. God says, in these precious seconds, destinies can shift, alignments can form, and chains can break with the force of a single heartbeat. Do not hesitate, do not pause, for the enemy seeks to erase this truth from your spirit, to bury it beneath layers of doubt, fear, and distraction, to silence it before it can take root and bloom. I am exposing all that was hidden, the woman who cloaked her envy in false smiles, her words dripping with deceit while her heart harbored malice, the lies that bound your progress, chaining your dreams to the ground, the delays that stifled your hopes, orchestrated to keep you from your promise, the manipulations that sought to rewrite your story, to erase your name from the pages of destiny. But the veil is torn, the light shines with unyielding clarity, and the truth rises like a flood, unstoppable in its power, undeniable in its force. You, my beloved child, bearer of divine light, are the only one capable of carrying this next wave of destiny, a purpose so vast, so radiant, it will reshape the world around you, sending ripples through time and eternity. The heavens roar for you, a chorus of glory echoing through the celestial realms. The archangels stand guard, their swords gleaming with purpose, their eyes fixed on you with unwavering devotion. My hand stretches toward you, offering rescue from the storms, restoration of all that was lost, and a victory that will echo through the ages, a triumph that will silence every accuser and lift you into the fullness of your calling. If this divine call sets your soul ablaze, comment, I receive below to declare your openness to heaven's transformative power and let its blessings pour forth without restraint. God says, my beloved, I have not released you from my embrace, and I never will. Archangel Michael declares, I plead with you to trust me now, for the time is fleeting, a mere 20 seconds in heaven's reckoning. This is not a measure of earthly clocks, but a sacred sliver of divine opportunity, a fragile window that, if ignored, may close forever. This is the moment that holds the power to shift everything. whether truth remains buried or is unveiled in radiant glory, whether your destiny lingers in delay for another decade or is birthed in this very hour, whether the promises I have spoken over you are claimed or slip into the hands of those who seek to steal them. Even now, forces, both seen and unseen, are moving in the shadows to erase your name, to alter records, to obscure evidence, to turn hearts against you. They scramble in panic, sensing the divine shift unfolding in the spiritual realms. They know heaven's light is piercing their darkness, exposing their schemes with a brilliance too fierce to be contained. Their hold, once unyielding, is now fracturing under the weight of my justice. This message is not meant to stir fear, but to awaken your spirit to the truth. I do not come to frighten you, but to rouse you from slumber, to proclaim, I have chosen you, marked you with my seal, and I will not permit your enemies to rewrite the story I have written for you. You have been deceived, betrayed, made to doubt your worth, but none of these can erase the divine purpose etched upon your soul. The 7 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Jegudiel, Barachiel, stand in unified agreement, encircling you in this sacred moment, their voices rising as one, crying, We beseech you, open your heart, believe this truth, accept that you are the chosen one. Do not let fear cause you to hesitate, the chills coursing through you, the quickening of your spirit, the names or faces flashing in your mind. These are not mere coincidences. They are divine exposure, heaven's confirmation breaking through the veil. God says, My beloved child, listen with the deepest reverence of your heart, for the voice that reaches you now is no accident. It is a divine summons, carried with trembling urgency on the radiant wings of Archangel Michael himself. The heavens bend low, their celestial light converging upon your soul, whispering a truth wrapped in holy solemnity that demands your unwavering attention. What unfolds in this sacred hour is not merely another message, it is the unveiling of a divine portal, crafted with eternal precision for you alone to step through, a gateway that leads to the fulfillment of a purpose woven into the fabric of eternity before you were born. I have seen the weight of the burdens you've carried, the silent cries you've stifled in the shadows, the wounds you've borne in solitude, hidden from the eyes of a world that could not understand. I have watched every tear you shed in secret, every prayer you whispered in the quiet of your heart, every moment you felt forsaken, yet I never turned away. I have sent Michael not as a distant emissary, but as your fierce protector, your unyielding advocate in the spiritual realms, standing as a sentinel over the destiny I have ordained for you. His voice quakes not from weakness, but from a love so profound, so all-encompassing, that he cannot bear the thought of you turning from this moment and missing the divine plan I have meticulously prepared. There are moments in a soul's journey when silence is no longer permitted, when delay can no longer be tolerated, when heaven itself bends the laws of time and eternity to ensure its chosen one receives their message. This is that moment, a sacred crossroads where the very pulse of eternity pauses, holding its breath to meet you in the now. Archangel Michael declares, I need you to trust me with every fiber of your being, for you are the only one capable of carrying this sacred charge. All 7 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Jegudiel, Barachiel, along with the very throne of God, lean toward you, their voices rising in a fervent, unified plea, imploring you to open your spirit fully, for what has been entrusted to you is too sacred, too monumental, to be lost to doubt, fear, or distraction. Can you feel the stirring deep within your spirit as these words cascade over you like a holy tide, washing away the debris of despair? That is not fear. It is the awakening of divine recognition, the soul deep knowing that something eternal is unfolding, something that concerns you directly, something heaven is desperate for you to embrace. Do not let the enemy deceive you into believing this is mere chance, a fleeting thought to be dismissed. Do not let whispers of doubt convince you this is just another passing word. The forces of darkness tremble when a child of God seizes truth, their lies scattering like dust in the wind, their distractions crumbling like sand castles before the tide, their obstacles swept away in their panic. But Michael stands resolute, his sword of light blazing with unyielding fire, a beacon of divine protection, guarding this message with celestial precision, ensuring it pierces through every veil of interference to reach you in this exact moment, untainted, unbroken, and radiant with my eternal purpose. Archangel Michael continues, "You were chosen for a purpose far greater than you have yet dared to imagine. Though you have often questioned why your path has been strewn with such relentless trials, you have walked through seasons of unyielding struggle, doors slammed shut in your face, their echoes reverberating with rejection, betrayals that cut deeper than any blade, leaving scars only I could see, losses that seemed to defy all reason and logic, tearing at the fabric of your hope. Yet heaven has never ceased to guard your life, preserving the sacred calling etched into your soul before the stars were set in the sky, a calling no force in creation can erase. I have fought battles on your behalf in realms unseen, deflecting curses whispered against your name in the shadows. Curses meant to bind you, but rendered powerless by my hand. I stood as a sentinel by your bedside as you wept in the stillness of the night, believing your cries went unheard, your pain unnoticed. Every tear was caught, every sigh was recorded, every whispered prayer. Those fragile, trembling pleas you thought too small to matter was gathered and carried to my throne, where they were treasured as precious jewels in the treasury of eternity. Now I return with urgency, proclaiming, "Child, this is no small matter. This is the moment we have been preparing you for, the message you cannot afford to overlook. Open your spirit fully in this very breath, for heaven leans close, its eyes fixed upon you, waiting with bated breath for your response. You are safe. I would not send my celestial army, my archangels armed with divine authority, only to leave you vulnerable. My promise is unshakable, a covenant sealed in the blood of my love. Nothing will go wrong with you. My hand envelops you, a shield against every storm. My spirit surrounds you like a consuming fire, burning away every threat, and every weapon formed against you will falter, for you are chosen to carry this truth forward, to shine as a beacon of my glory in a world shrouded in darkness. The only condition is trust. Will you trust me enough to release the fears that bind you, to let go of the hesitation that anchors you, to pray with the raw, unfiltered honesty of your heart? Prayer is not about crafting flawless words or eloquent phrases. It is about surrender, about baring your soul before your Creator, about whispering, "Father, I trust you," even when your voice trembles. That trust is the key that unlocks the next door in your life, a door no force in heaven or earth can shut once it is opened, a gateway to a destiny that will ripple across generations, transforming lives and echoing through eternity. If this message ignites a fire in your soul, comment 111 below to align with heaven's divine timing and invite its truth to take root in your heart. Archangel Michael declares, "My tears are not born of frailty, but of the fierce urgency of what hangs in the balance should you turn from this moment. I weep because I have seen the ages heaven has waited for you to embrace the fullness of your divine calling. The relentless battles the enemy has waged to keep you chained in doubt and despair. Yet these tears are woven with radiant joy. For as you read these words, your spirit is stirring, awakening to the truth that has always been yours. The heaviness that once pressed upon your heart is lifting, like a dawn breaking through a long night. The haze of confusion that clouded your thoughts is dissolving, revealing the clarity of your purpose. The lies spoken against you, words meant to diminish, to wound, to bury you, are unraveling like fragile threads pulled from a divine tapestry, exposing the brilliance of your God-given destiny. Can you sense it? This is the sound of shackles falling, the resounding chorus of heaven's armies encircling you with unyielding strength, their voices a symphony of triumph. You are stepping into a season where your life will be transformed. Doors once sealed shut will burst open. Blessings etched with your name will pour forth in a ceaseless flood, and divine encounters will leave even your detractors in awe, their doubts silenced by the undeniable evidence of my favor. All of this rests on your willingness to act, to respond with courage. Heaven does not ask for flawless execution. It seeks your presence, your heart laid bare before the Creator. Heaven does not demand you have every answer. It calls for a simple, resolute yes. Say yes to trusting God, yes to opening your soul, yes to embracing your capability, yes to stepping boldly into the divine current that surges around you, ready to carry you forward. God says, "My child, I am with you always. Rest assured, no harm will overtake you. You are sheltered beneath my wings, secure, unstoppable, held fast in my love. I need only your heart to open, your trust to align with my eternal will. Do not underestimate the weight of this moment. These 20 seconds are not bound by earthly time, but mark a divine opportunity, a sacred call to act before the window closes. I stand with Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Jegudiel, and Barachiel, our wings forming a radiant shield of celestial light, an unbreakable fortress around you, our voices united in a fervent plea for your agreement, urging you to seize this moment before it slips away. God says, "My beloved, these words are not a mere scattering of thoughts, but a mighty torrent of divine energy, surging directly into the depths of your spirit. a sacred river crafted to awaken you to the eternal purpose I have woven into your being. The heavens draw near, their light focused upon you, as all 7 archangels encircle you with wings aglow, their voices harmonizing in a sacred chorus, proclaiming that you are chosen, called, and fully capable of bearing the weight of this pivotal moment. Archangel Michael stands at the forefront, his sword of light slicing through the shadows, pressing into your heart a truth so unyielding it cannot be shaken. You are never alone. You are safe in my embrace. You are protected by my hand, and nothing will go wrong with you as long as your trust remains anchored in me. You may feel as though life has pressed you into a corner, as though unseen forces are closing in, as though circumstances beyond your comprehension weigh heavily on your soul, threatening to crush your hope. But heaven declares with resounding authority that these pressures are not your end. They are the crucible where your divine purpose is forged, the sacred fire refining you for the journey ahead. The enemy has toiled tirelessly to erase your destiny, to silence the song of your calling, to dim the radiant truth of who you are. But Michael cries out with holy urgency, and I move with swift precision. For this moment is fragile and fleeting. Heaven does not plead without purpose. When I call you to act, it is because the battle for your life has reached its zenith, a critical turning point where your choice will echo through eternity. Picture the 7 archangels forming a sacred circle around you, Michael wielding his blazing sword, cutting through every obstacle, Gabriel lifting his trumpet, ready to herald your breakthrough to the heavens, Raphael pouring healing balm, soothing every wound of body, mind, and spirit, Uriel kindling a divine fire, illuminating the path where lies once cast shadows, Selaphiel flooding your heart with love, banishing the fear that sought to take root, Jegudiel granting wisdom, lifting the veil to reveal the eternal plan, Barachiel enveloping you in mercy, breaking every chain of condemnation others tried to bind you with. These are not mere symbols, they are present, calling your name with fervent love, urging you to remain vigilant, to not let this divine moment slip through your fingers like sand. Archangel Michael continues, "The enemy is marshaling its final assault, a desperate attempt to thwart the victory heaven has already secured for you. But the only piece yet to fall into place is your trust. You may feel frail, worn by the trials you've endured, but heaven proclaims you are strong enough, forged in the fires of adversity for this very hour. You may feel unprepared, as though the weight of this calling is too great, but I declare that you were designed for this moment before the stars were set in the sky. You are the only one who can carry this sacred assignment, the only one chosen to walk through this storm and emerge radiant, your light undimmed by the darkness. You may not feel like a warrior, but I, Michael, call you one, anointed for battle by the hand of God. You may not feel like a chosen one, but God declares you His beloved, His vessel, His child, marked with a purpose no force can erase. No matter how fiercely the enemy has tried to convince you otherwise, through whispers of doubt, through betrayals that cut deep, through losses that seemed to steal your hope, your place in God's eternal plan remains unshaken. Even now, in this very hour, forces are conspiring to close the door God has opened for you, to block the path He has cleared with divine precision. That is why you feel this urgency pulsing through your spirit, why you sense a shift in the air, a stirring deep within. This is not your imagination. It is the divine battle unfolding in real time, with you at its very heart. But fear not, for God is with you, and His promise is unbreakable. Nothing will go wrong with you. The traps set before you will crumble under the weight of God's mighty hand. The whispers of doubt that echo in your mind will be silenced by the thunderous truth of heaven. The schemes of your adversaries will collapse in the face of God's justice, for you are held fast in His love, shielded by His power, and guided by His eternal purpose. If this truth sets your heart ablaze, comment, "I trust you" below to seal your commitment to heaven's call. God says, "My cherished child, do not brush aside the stirring in your heart as mere fleeting emotion. It is the radiant fire of my Holy Spirit, igniting within you, urging you to rise and embrace this message as a guiding light piercing the deepest darkness. When Archangel Michael pleads, "Please trust me," it is not for his own sake, but for the salvation of your soul. For heaven has witnessed the burdens you've carried in solitude, the nights when your prayers mingled with tears, when you questioned if I had turned my face from you. Heaven has heard the cruel voices that labeled you unworthy, unloved, forsaken, whispering lies to dim your light. But now, my truth roars louder than every deception. You are cherished beyond comprehension, enveloped in my divine light, cradled in the safety of my eternal embrace. I am orchestrating a reversal so magnificent that those who doubted your worth will stand in reverent awe. Those who believed you were erased will behold your triumphant rise, and those who plotted your downfall will witness me placing a crown of glory upon your head. You are not merely enduring, you are stepping into a divine alignment, a season where my promises will unfold with a power so undeniable it will reshape your reality. The archangels press this sacred truth into your spirit, calling for your heartfelt agreement. For when you align with heaven's purpose, gates will swing wide that no force in creation can shut. I have gone before you, waging battles in realms unseen, securing victories before you even knew a war was raging. The enemy may roar with empty threats, but he is powerless against my sovereign decree. The waves of adversity may rise, towering and fierce, but you will walk upon them, steady and unshaken, as long as your gaze remains fixed on me. The storms may thunder, shaking the earth beneath you, but within your soul burns a peace that cannot be extinguished, a peace anchored in my unending love, a love that holds you fast through every tempest. Archangel Michael declares, I stand with Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Jegudiel, and Barachiel, our wings interwoven to form an impenetrable shield of celestial light around you, a fortress of divine protection no darkness can breach. Gabriel's trumpet is poised, ready to proclaim your breakthrough across the heavens, heralding your name in the courts of eternity. Raphael's healing flows like a sacred river, soothing every wound of body, mind, and soul, restoring what was broken and renewing what was worn. Uriel's fire blazes with divine clarity, illuminating the truth and burning away the lies that sought to blind you to your purpose. Selaphiel pours love into your heart, a torrent of divine affection that washes away fear's grip, replacing it with the warmth of heaven's embrace. Jegudiel bestows wisdom, lifting the veil from your eyes so you may see beyond the surface, discerning the path I have carved for you with eternal precision. Barachiel showers you with mercy, shattering every chain others tried to bind you with, setting you free to walk in the fullness of your calling. Together, we form a bulwark no evil can penetrate, a sanctuary where you are safe, chosen, and capable beyond measure. Nothing will go wrong with you, for God Himself cradles you in His palm, and no force in existence can snatch you from His grasp. I began this work in you, and I will bring it to completion, with plans woven for your good, not for harm, plans that unfold into a future radiant with hope. You wondered if hope had slipped away, but I am breathing it back into your spirit. You questioned if your prayers were lost in the void, but I am answering them in ways that will leave you in awe, with miracles that will testify to my faithfulness. The silence you felt was not abandonment. It was my hand weaving a tapestry of redemption behind the scenes, crafting a story of restoration that will shine as a beacon of my glory. Your name resounds in my throne room. Angels stand vigilant at your doors, guarding you from threats unseen, and a divine shift is unfolding that no force can derail. Do not fear, do not waver, do not doubt. Only trust, only believe, only open your heart fully to the truth I am speaking. God says, "Child of my heart, this is not the hour to retreat or cower, nor is it the time to let fear tighten its grip on your spirit. This is the moment to stand, even when standing feels like an impossible feat, for the entire host of heaven stands with you, unwavering and resolute. Archangel Michael remains steadfast at your side, his sword drawn, his presence a constant shield. Gabriel is proclaiming your name in the heavenly realms, announcing your divine appointment to principalities and powers. Raphael is pouring out healing oil, soothing every wound, those of the body, scarred by pain, and those of the soul, bruised by betrayal. Uriel is kindling a fire of truth, casting light where lies once cast shadows, revealing the path that leads to your destiny. Selaphiel is filling your heart with a love so profound it restores what you thought was lost forever, rekindling the warmth of my affection within you. Jegudiel is imparting wisdom, granting you clarity to see beyond the chaos, to discern the divine order woven into your journey. Barachiel is ensuring that mercy triumphs over every judgment spoken against you, breaking the chains of condemnation and setting you free to soar. You are surrounded, enveloped in a divine embrace that cannot be broken. You are covered, shielded by the wings of angels who guard your every step. You are carried, upheld by my hand, which no force can overcome. I am the one who began this sacred work within you, and I will bring it to glorious completion. I am the one who formed you in your mother's womb, knitting you together with purpose, and I know the plans I have for you, plans for your flourishing, not your destruction, plans for a future, aglow with hope that cannot be extinguished. You have wondered if hope was lost forever, but I am restoring it, breathing life into dreams you thought had died. You have questioned if your prayers were scattered to the wind, but I am answering them with a precision that will astonish you, with blessings that will overflow. You have feared that my silence meant abandonment, but that silence was my hand working in the unseen, orchestrating a redemption so complete it will silence every doubter. Right now, the heavens are drawing near, their light focused upon you. Right now, your name echoes in my throne room, a song of victory sung by angels. Right now, my celestial host stands guard at the gates of your life, shielding you from dangers you cannot see. Right now, a divine shift is unfolding, setting your life on a path no enemy can obstruct. Do not fear, do not hesitate, do not doubt. Only trust, only believe, only open your heart fully. For when you do, you will see that nothing can erase what I have ordained for you. If you believe in God, type Amen below.